What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the GoodeBaker podcast. I'm Nick Baker, and across from me, Shane Good.
Yo, yo, yo.
And we are here to talk to you about some video games. But first things first, I want to remind you guys to check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, and Google Play stores for the audio version of the podcast, as well as our YouTube channel for the video version. Make sure you follow us on our social media over on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with everything that's going on so that you never miss a show. But without further ado, let's get on to what we've been playing. What have you been playing this week, man?
Dude, I have been playing so many different games, so many different... No, I'm playing. All I have to do is just fucking League of Legends.
Damn, you had me there for a minute.
I know. I threw you for a loop.
No.
No, I've just been playing League of Legends, leveling up my other account, and I haven't really been able to play a ton of video games this week because we've been doing a bunch of car stuff as well as a little bit of skateboarding because it's 65 degrees out yesterday or something like that. So
Yeah, that's nice for us here in Maine, by the way.
oh, dude, 65. I was like shirt off, skateboarding. I've got a fantastic tan now.
Oh yeah, he's looking glistening. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm like comparing to most Mainers at this point in the season. I am fucking tan. But anyways,
He's dark.
I'm dark, Bob. But yeah, I haven't really been playing too much other than like League of Legends. It's just a game that I always end up like. If I have an hour that's free, I'm like, I could hate myself for 45 minutes.
Right.
What about you, man? What have you been up to?
So I've been playing a bunch of jumbled things, but the two main things that I've been doing have been Warzone and this new sim. Well, it's not technically new. It's new to me. Planet Coaster, and I don't know if anybody's heard of Planet Coaster out there, but it's like a just your standard simulation game, but you're creating an entire theme park of your own. So there's roller coasters, different rides that you can access, and each of these rides gives you more money per second or whatever. And it's such an addicting game. I got in there and I lost like 4 or 5 hours to it. So I looked up and I was like, holy crap. Those type of games just suck time away.
I love those types of games. As somebody who played Roller Coaster Tycoon all the way up to Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, so I played 1 and 2. I probably had like 500 hours in that game when I was like 10.
Yeah, they're like I said, they're such great time sinks, and the theme park I've been building right now is it's undergoing some maintenance. The customers aren't exactly happy with me right now because I've just been like completely changing the entire terrain around, putting new rides in different places, and kind of making things a little bit more streamlined. So it's kind of hurting my overall, but it's such a fun, addicting game. And the other thing, obviously, Warzone. I had one of the, if not the best game I'll probably ever play and have ever played in Warzone last night. I got 16 kills for a win in duos. It was such a hype moment, and brought me right back in to that game. So I've been playing night after night that game a lot. So having a lot of fun there. With season 3, they changed the whole map. They reverted it back to 1984 Verdansk. So there's all kinds of like in development buildings where there used to be giant skyscrapers, and so it's a lot more level playing field as far as like visuals go. You can get a good sight on somebody with a sniper from downtown all the way to storage, and it's not even a problem. Those snipers are living their best life right now.
Living like Larry, dude. Those snipers are living like
Larry, dude.
Also,
I haven't read that one in a while, dude.
just to throw it out there, there are some tricks you can do, by the way, to make your people happy. You can do things like jack the prices up to like $50 a ticket, and then change. So you jack your prices up to $50 a ticket, and nobody wants to come to your theme park, and the people that do kind of give you that little bit of money that trickles in, and they're always mad. And then change everything, and then make your tickets free for like enough where you can get your percentages way up, and then you put your prices back.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That is a strat. I'll have to try that out.
There's a tactic to it. We used to do it all the fucking time as well, and because in the original Roller Coaster Tycoon, you could put your prices all the way up to $100 a ticket. and people would come because the game forced, like, they would give you bad reviews. It would be terrible. They wouldn't go on any rides. They'd walk in and be mad and then walk out, but they'd still give you $100. So like,
Yeah, they're just like really pissed off, but like, you know what? I'll walk around for $100.
yeah, no, it
Yeah,
was really, we used to do that trick all the time.
that's great.
But yeah. Anyways, to the, is that the breakdown?
The breakdown. This week we have 6 topics on the breakdown. The first of which is really exciting for all of us. I think we're all pretty big Battlefield fans.
I would say so.
Uh, EA finally breaks the silence on Battlefield with a Twitter teaser stating that the reveal is right around the corner for the long anticipated next entry in the series. So within the next month, I imagine we will know exactly what we're getting this year for our new Battlefield and all the bells and whistles. They're going to have a live event at some point during this month, the rumors say. So, or this coming month.
Hmm.
Um, so mark your calendars and set your watches, whatever you have to do, whatever time functions you got going on. You really don't want to miss this live event because they're promising all sorts of crazy stuff for the new Battlefield, the likes of which we've never seen.
Dude,
So
I am fucking
where are your,
stoked.
yeah, where are your hype levels at for
So
Battlefield in this reveal?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a simple guy. I just want one thing and one thing only:
What's that?
cross-platform play. I
You're
just want
damn
to be
right.
able to play with you guys on computer with the comfort of my mouse and keyboard. And honestly, with the gap closing in skill so much between the ability for controllers to have more finite control and that aim assist to kind of help enough, where realistically there isn't too much of a gap at this point, unless you're talking like long range type weapons. I mean,
Hmm.
I almost feel like now controllers have better flick styled weapons because of the aim assist is just so much easier to kind of track through
Right.
versus, mouse and keyboard, unless you're like a really good shooter or like damn near professional. Like, you're not gonna beat a little bit of aim assist on somebody who's got a flick shot with like a fucking MP5.
Yeah, yeah. That the aim assist definitely does level the playing field when it comes to these battle royales.
Mm.
Cross-platform like Warzone. I feel like I could compete with somebody that has mouse and keyboard pretty effectively um, at distance, which was never even a thought in my mind when it came to playing Battlefield games before. I just looked at PC players and thought they were on like an entirely different level, and there was just no in between there. But now I think more than ever we're starting to realize that even if one or the other has a little bit of a leg up, you just play to have fun and you get in there and you get screwed up sometimes and you win some. So that's
No, yeah, 100%.
black and white of it.
But hopefully, with that being said, we can start getting some crossplay Battlefield. That's like my really like if we could get crossplay Battlefield. I don't know how much I would play League of Legends if that's the case. If we could all get on Battlefield together, it's just like I think it
uh
would just be a
Dude,
different scenario.
I would I love to hear you say that, man. I love hearing that. Yeah, because the times we did get to play together were really awesome, like Fortnite and early Warzone were some of the best multiplayer gaming sessions that I think I've had in a long time. So
Oh yeah.
I'm excited to get these cross-play games coming to these next-gen consoles and PC. So anyway, on to our next topic. Sony CEO Jim Ryan says that the next generation of PlayStation will have the most exclusives ever. So if you're an exclusive fan, this is a really great news. If you're not an exclusive fan, yeah, Sony's a money grubber over here. They want all the exclusives to themselves, which in my opinion, it kind of um, it's almost like throwing shade a little bit, but
Ooh.
at the same time, it's like, man, all the exclusives that come out for PlayStation are, at least in my experience, aside from a select few days gone, uh, are really really good, and I can't wait to try out Returnal, which is coming out tomorrow. Yeah, it's coming out on Friday. We're recording on Wednesday. and Ratchet and Clank's coming up in like a month and a half. So I'm super stoked for those two games, and those are just the tip of the iceberg on the exclusives that they've announced. But at the same time, like I said, it's I don't know, it's almost forcing people to get a PlayStation at this point, which is great for Sony, and it kind of harshes the mellow of some of those people that want to save a buck and get like one or the other.
Yeah.
What do you think about exclusives? I know you're not the biggest fan of this because you're a PC guy and you like that shit to come to you.
Yeah, so like the exclusives market is it's interesting, and I mean I can't even really bitch about exclusives because the amount of exclusives that PC has because of how easy it is, and it's not easy to develop games. Don't hear me out or get me
Mm,
wrong, but no, because of how easy it is to develop games for the PC platform versus a console platform.
right.
You know, I mean, I have thousands and thousands and thousands of choices in games on Steam, and 5 to 300 get released every day, literally. So I can't really like I can't bitch about not having exclusives, but I will say the exclusives that come out on consoles, they just feel so refined. They just feel so like if it's an exclusive, usually it's very well taken care of. The company that's producing it has put a lot of time into it, a lot of effort,
Mm,
and that is one thing that computer doesn't really get as much. It's faster to get out. It's easier to be like, oh, this game's early access, and
mm.
we're gonna slowly update it as it comes out, and it's really cool at first, and you get to watch the game build. But some of these early access games on consoles are just like, wow, that's really fucking cool, and then I
Yeah,
can't play it because it's an exclusive.
yeah, dude. That's a great point that companies like Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, they really put their best foot forward when it comes to their first party titles. But
Mm.
then the stuff that is multi platform, you do see kind of the cracks and the seams in it a little bit more, unless they kind of lean in one direction. Like I think Assassin's Creed Valhalla played better on Xbox day one versus PS5 and the lesser consoles. Um, so that being a great example of like a company favoring one or the other, and or maybe not even favoring, but like just the compatibility there is driving the almost the sales of that game at a certain point. So
Mm.
it is interesting. I think that them touting the fact that there's going to be the most ever is kind of exciting to me as somebody that really enjoys games like The Last of Us and Spider-Man and all these
Oh
exclusives that have come
yeah.
out and have really knocked it out of the park. But I hope that they keep that level of quality going forward with these. I know that they, as a company, understand how important exclusives are, and they obviously stating it on their Twitter all the time, like exclusive, exclusive, exclusive. Just yeah, if that quality stays up there, I don't really have a big problem with it because I'm a gamer all across the board. I'm gonna try things that I have access to. Um, Eventually, sometime this year, we'll be building a PC and getting the rest of those PC exclusives too. So
Oh yeah. And I
getting the
mean,
Xbox and
bro,
you
these
know.
PC exclusives are like one man army. Some of the games that I have on computer that are like some of like hundreds of hours of gameplay that I have in them were literally built by two dudes halfway across the world. Like, you know what would sound cool? This game. And then, a year and a half later, it ends up in my Steam library, and it's just like fucking amazing. It would never make it on console, but like, it's so cool.
The thing is I've been dying to get into the PC game for a little while now, and the biggest reason is I think I want to really try and support those smaller developers really early on because
Yep.
there are so many games that get so much push, and they eventually come out on Nintendo Switch and PS4 or whatever. I want to be one of those first people that is actually able to support those early games and like vote with my money and get there and actually help those really great games, though small, grow and potentially become the next big hitter like a Naughty Dog or
Yo,
these first party. developers.
And I will say too, that is one thing when you're investing in smaller companies like that, they treat you differently.
Oh yeah.
I can't tell you how many games I've gotten early access from like 2014, 2015, even like as early as 2000 or as late as 2017. They've started to develop more games, and I've gotten coupons on Steam for their brand new game that just came out. That's like a $20 game. I can get
Mhm.
it for like $10 because I supported their first game. They
Yeah,
do that all the time.
that's the beautiful thing about stores like Steam is a great example of a platform where pretty much everybody's equal when it comes to that. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm really stoked to get in there and finally be able to support these small developers. On to our next Sony story. I'm actually going to throw these two Sony stories together just to get through the Sony news.
Oof, clap together, baby.
Yeah, Sony also has one of its potential new PlayStation Plus perks leaked. So,
Ooh.
according to some Twitter sleuths over there in where is this, Poland, the PS Plus Video Pass is currently being tested in Poland and will include access to Sony's catalog of film franchises such as Spider-Man and the Venom series, which is Venom is supposed to be coming out with a second movie either late this year or next year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's really interesting. The next little Sony tidbit that I want to tag on there is another small bit is in addition to all of those moves, they're revoking the closure of the PS3 and Vita stores that they said they were going to close last year. They are keeping those stores open for the foreseeable future, allowing people the capability to purchase digital content through those stores still. Um,
Oh wow.
like I said, for the foreseeable future. That's a really great move by Sony. Everybody was really upset that they were getting rid of those stores so soon, even though the PS3 has been out for an entire generation and the Vita is, well, dead, unfortunately.
I the
The
Vita.
stores will stay active. The Vita, man.
What's the PlayStation Vita? I don't even. Never heard of it.
Right,
Never heard of it.
right, exactly. Vita means life, so that's
Ah,
pretty sad.
dude, PSP was where it was. I played hundreds of hours on PSP. Loved it. Loved every second of it.
Yeah, and that's what they were banking on. They were like, "Oh man, everybody really liked the PSP. Let's do that, but then with back touch controls that make it really awkward to hold the damn thing." All right,
Yeah,
yeah, got it.
and it was just big enough where it was uncomfortable, but not small enough where your hands would cramp. So you were like in between this, like, you could play forever because your hands didn't cramp, but it was never comfortable. But you're like, but I can stick it out because it doesn't hurt that bad. And
Right,
then
right, right.
just played
And
like shit.
then the the only upside of that is the beautiful OLED screen, which they hope that they
Mm.
include in the next Switch model. Um, an OLED screen would be gorgeous in
Oh,
a Switch.
that's what you were talking about when you said lesser consoles. Switch.
Right. The small one.
Gotcha, 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 gotcha.
So yeah, that is the Sony news for this week. We'll move on to a little bit of Xbox news with our fifth story here. Double Fine announced that via its Twitter that Psychonauts 2 is not only playable internally, but is on the way sometime later this year. So that's a big one for Microsoft. A lot of people are super excited about Psychonauts. If you're not familiar with the series, it's like psychedelic 3D action platformer, um, very much akin to 3D Mario games, but
Hmm.
in like a very weird, twisted way. They experiment with a lot of like uh, the name suggests, obviously psychoanalytic stuff. So he's like diving into people's brains and thoughts and memories. And there's all kinds of crazy levels that come from that stuff. And I actually can't wait to see more from this because I believe the one of the developers of Psychonauts, Tim Schafer, is a really well known developer in the gaming ethos, and
Hmm.
he's behind this Psychonauts game. So it'll be really exciting to see the creativity that he brings to the table for this game. Have
That
you
it
seen
will
any
be.
of this?
Um, yes, but for computer, if that makes sense.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
actually played Psychonauts a long, 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 long time ago on computer with DJ.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
The first one came out like I want to say maybe 2005.
Yeah, we played it forever ago, and it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed the game. That being said, I don't really like the game. Looks fun. It looks cool, but my tastes have changed a lot since then. Let's just say that.
No. April
Um,
19th, 2005. Fucking nailed it. Almost
wow,
to the day.
2005, dude. Damn, you nailed that shit good.
Who fuck? Yeah. But yeah, people get pumped for Psychonauts 2 because Xbox needs some dirty, nasty love over there on their console because they're not doing very well with their exclusive game. I know that they're really spreading the love to the PC with Halo coming out later this year. They're releasing that at the same time as the PC launch, so that's going to be really good for them. But this one will undoubtedly bring in a little bit of the younger crowd, so
Yo,
that'll fill out the demographic for Xbox a little bit more. uh, On to our last story, and I actually want to talk about one more thing after this. Mario Kart 8 becomes best-selling racing game in American history, passing, you guessed it, another Mario Kart game. Mario Kart
holy
Wii
shit.
was the previous holder of the title. So yeah, good job, Nintendo. You've been holding down the racing game market for the last shit. When did Mario Kart Wii come out? I'm gonna throw it out there and say 2006.
That sounds around accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, damn, that's a long time to be America's best-selling racing game. I figured that this would be right up your alley because you've been dabbling with the PC racing games. I figured
I
I'd let
have.
you know who the king was. Mario's still got the crown,
Mario may still have the crown, but no, Mario still has the crown. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
and he can drift. So you know,
Well, I don't know if I'd call that drifting. It's more of just like side skirting.
yeah, like sliding, and then his wheels are on fire, and there's magic involved.
There's magic involved. As long as you
But
don't get
anyway,
hit by a shell, you're fine.
right, the blue shell of death.
Yo,
The last thing I wanted to mention was that this past weekend we watched Mortal Kombat. Both of us. You actually got to
it's
see
true.
this too,
I
and that is
did.
a video game ass movie. I wanted to get your thoughts on it. What'd you think, man?
Honestly, I thought the fight scenes were really good.
Mm-hmm.
The fight scenes were really good. I enjoyed the movie. I thought the main character was probably the most useless main character I've ever seen.
Thank
Um,
you. He
he,
sucked.
yeah, he was
I've thought the whole movie. I
terrible.
mean, like light spoilers now for Mortal Kombat, but I thought for sure he was gonna be Scorpion at the end, and they just were like, nah, he's a lame ass dude with some fucking tonfa.
Wait, you thought he was gonna be? Why would you think he was gonna be Scorpion? The
Well,
dude that had the Scorpion powers died, and he
right,
went to hell. So he goes. He gets come back from hell. He fought his
right,
way through
yeah,
hell
and
for
you know,
revenge.
if I was really thinking about it, I would have been like, all right, yeah, maybe they'll just have that guy come up. But like, why would they set up this whole bloodline situation if they're not gonna capitalize on the fact that he's his like distant great whatever grandson? How are they not gonna make him Scorpion? Like, I just bring the guy back. It made him even more useless as we're watching this guy like hack and sack his like MMA fist through an ice block to save his wife and child. Meanwhile, Scorpion's over here fucking getting it in on fucking Sub Zero, dude. Uh,
Now, not to mention, I did want to say too.
mm,
Was it a little weird that it looked like that dude that was playing the main character? He looked like he was like maybe 20, and he looked like he had a 12-year-old kid.
oh yeah, he had that kid at like 14.
Like,
I don't know, at max, like he might have been 12 when he conceived that child.
uh, it looked a little weird for me. It was
Oh
just
yeah, for sure. And she was like alarmingly old. I was like, I thought for sure it was like little sister at first, and then they were like, oh yeah, daughter. Like, whoa, what has this guy been up to? He's not had a stellar existence,
yeah.
and he won't
No, it's
from here
true.
on out. But yeah, the the stinger of Johnny Cage has got me so pumped for the next one. Like you said, I super enjoyed the fight scenes in the movie. I thought the special effects were top notch. All the finishers and fatalities that they did in the actual movie uh, paid such a great homage to the games.
Oh
It had me
yes.
just clapping throughout.
Uh,
Um,
dude, the room exploded when he said "get over here" the first
oh,
time.
dude, it was that's the moment we were all waiting for,
Yo,
and I'm so glad it wasn't the main character that had to deliver that line, and it was actually that badass um, Japanese guy. I can never remember his name. He's been in so many things, so many
I
things. I should totally look up his name and like commit it to memory now. But that is everything we have for you this week. Make sure you check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, and Google Play stores for the audio version of the podcast, as well as our YouTube channel for the video version. Make sure you follow us on our social media on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with everything that's going on with us so that you never miss a show. And we will talk to you maybe next week. You know, if we don't skip another, it doesn't matter. We'll see you next week. We love you and peace.
peace.